Okay, so good morning. Welcome to my weekly channel. This is Sickle Cell A to Z and everything between. Here we tell true life stories, true events, no filter, no Google, strictly experiences that have changed our lives and have made us who we are. My name is Chidumachuku. I'm a host. I'm a sickler, I'm a mother, and I've been through so much. So, the last time I was here, I told you that we're going to be discussing series on osteomyelitis and septic arthritis. So, welcome. So, I will be telling you early signs and symptoms, what can be done at the early stage, if it's chronic, if we get to the chronic stage, which we hope not, and how to manage it, and the worst that can happen. I've seen it all. So I'm doing this for a sickler out there. I don't know the phase you are. I don't know if you just started hurting. And I'll explain what I went through so that you can now understand your own journey and how to help yourself, so that it doesn't get to my own stage where they had to amputate my knee. See, guys, I have suffered a lot of bone disorder, and at the age of 16, I was diagnosed with AVN, that's avascular necrosis of the femur head, my left hip, and I managed it. I had the course of my university days after university, and I had osteomyelitis when I was working, and I survived it. But septic arthritis, it changed everything. Homo. So what we'll do now? Let me, in clear terms and in layman language, let me explain what septic arthritis is. Okay, now, septic arthritis is a painful joint infection that is caused by bacteria. So most times, because we are sicklers, we are prone to infection, and this infection can be brought about by crisis, using bad injection, like using old injection to inject yourself, and sometimes crisis also comes with infection. Now these infections can now go and hide in special joints in our bodies. So now septic arthritis is a very painful infection of the bone. It usually occurs in the hip, the knee, and the joint. But most of all, what we're discussing is septic arthritis of the knee. It is very painful. So first of all, let me tell you the signs. It comes with pain, of course, of the knee, tenderness, then warmness. Your knee will be warm, very warm. Sometimes it also comes with fever. Like you have a fever, you can even have a crisis, or independent of everything happening. So you'll be thinking, I'm just sick, I'm just having a crisis, my knee is hurting. See, there's crisis, but when you now have constant pain on your knee, and the place is hot when you touch it, and it's painful, then it becomes even hard to walk. You now start getting stiffness of the bone. Guys, that is septic arthritis coming. So at this point now, that is the early signs of septic arthritis. So as a sickler, the first thing you should do is to get IV drugs. Like me, my doctor, my sickle cell doctor always said, nothing beats clindamycin. Is dalacin. I will not use any other brand but Pfizer. Pfizer is the only brand that gets to your bone and dries out and kills the bacteria. So if you are this early stage of septic arthritis, let's say you don't understand why your knee is constantly painful and warm when you touch it, and it's tender, and sometimes walking is so painful. At this point, just go to the hospital. As they're managing the pain, they should put antibiotics from levofloxacin to clindamycin. That will help curb the infection. Then they can now give you your normal pain meds like diclofenac and penta to reduce the pain, because septic arthritis is very, very painful. Now, this early sign, if you can get it, you'll be down for a couple of, let's say, 1 week to 2 weeks. That's it, and you're fine. Then lots of fluid, so that as the bacteria dies with the antibiotics, the drip or the fluid intake will wash it and allow new oxygen, new blood to flow through the knee. Right? Now, if peradventure you have passed this stage and you're in the second stage, which is more painful, it has lasted longer than 2 weeks, this pain has now become annoying and the stiffness is increasing, it means your septic arthritis has progressed to the second phase. Now, it has not gotten to chronic yet. Now, what happens is, underneath the swelling, there becomes pus. Pus starts gathering underneath the knee. This stage, there's something my doctor does. You open a small hole and drain. Now, the pictures I sent are pictures of when they just finish opening the leg and they drain the pus. So you will see in the picture, you will see my knee and the holes they created. Okay, that was trying to reduce the pain. The fluid was so much and it was very painful. So when they created the hole, they now found where the pus had gathered and created a pocket. Then they now pierced it and they extracted the pus. Now, if you are at this stage, you need stronger and longer antibiotics. So of course, clindamycin is the top-notch choice. But even if you add others like level, and I know there's one drug my doctor used, it's very good, flagyl drip. So now, after draining, you will now have to be in the hospital for 2 weeks to 3 to 1 month, because it will come back, they'll drain, it will come back to drain. Now, the last stage is when the septic arthritis is now chronic. That's where I am now. Now, the pain is excruciating. If somebody touch you, you want to kill someone. Oh, you can't even bend the knee. It's so painful. The touch. Now, at this stage, the only thing is surgery. I just hope I'm not getting to that point with you. So, septic arthritis is a bacterial infection that affects us as sicklers, and it is very painful. If you are going through it now, please see a doctor. You can't manage septic arthritis at home because it's degenerative. It means it gets worse with time and it moves very fast. Trust me, I moved from here to there and I'm looking at myself. Okay, let me just show you. I told you surgery was like 3 weeks ago. So now this is what, can you see? So yeah, so I lost the knee because of septic arthritis. So please drink lots of water, take your supplements, take your antibiotics, but most of all, visit your doctor. If your knee is sore and painful and tender, No joke, go to the hospital. I don't want to get to the point where it will get bad and we'll have to amputate. Trust me, it's not a good feeling. So, and sometimes when these things start, you have to ease weight bearing. So you have to use a cane or a crutch to help the leg heal during all this process. So hey, I love you and I survived it. You too will be fine. Just make sure you tackle it on time. Go to your hospital, seek help, and tell them what I said. You need strong antibiotics, strong analgesic, and most of all, you need fluid. And of course, you need God. As a class, you should know that God is the ultimate. He's the one that controls life. No matter what you are doing, if there's no God, there's nothing. I don't care what you serve, but you should have a spiritual being that takes care of everything. So, on this, I say, take care of yourself. I love you, and I'll be showing you pictures and what we went through. Just take care of yourself. Sickle cell is hard, but guess what? We're winning. We're going to win this battle. Thank you. I love you. Bye.
Just fight a little longer, my friend. It's all worth it in the end. But when you got nobody to turn to, just hold on and I'll find you. I'll find you. I'll find you. Just hold on and I'll find you.